Hi, welcome to Maree P. My name's Sue. I'm an Aussie living in Sweden, in Gothenburg, and I've been seeing these little shortbread cookies that look like a stick. I'll pop a photo above. And they're called Finska Pinnar or Finnish stick cookies, but they're actually really popular in Sweden, really popular at Christmas time. Imagine a melt in your mouth buttery cookie that isn't too sweet. That's what they are. If you'd like to see how to make these Finska shortbread stick cookies, come with me and let's see. So step one, if you don't know my channel, welcome. And I love baking with spelt flour and a few different other flours. Today I'm going to do a spelt flour cookie, but a little bit of ground almonds, I'm adding ground almonds to make them a little bit lighter. Some of the traditional recipes just use all wheat flour, but I'm going to do it my way. And I'm going to cheat. I'm going to do it in the food processor because I don't like doing the butter flour mixture thing. I tried this and it worked well, so I'm just going to continue with this way. But if you don't have a food processor, you can do it by hand. So I'm going to pop in the flour, white spelt flour, 250 grams, and I'll pop some other measurements above as usual. And in here I've got ground almonds, which is 35 grams. Just got some other notes here, or 1/3 of a cup. Only 3 tablespoons of white sugar, that's it. And I've got butter already pre-chopped, a little bit softened. I had it out of the fridge for about 15 minutes. It's a bit warm here today. That's 200 grams. I couldn't quite tell from all the Swedish recipes whether it was chilled butter, softened butter. So I've gone with softened butter. If you're Swedish and you know, let me know. And today I'm doing salted butter, but I have made it with unsalted butter. But here in Sweden, the unsalted butter is super expensive. So I've tried to start doing a more affordable way of baking. I've got what's called bitter almond aroma or extract. Sorry, I've got a tickle in my throat. I managed to find it, and so I'm going to use that. That's the authentic way. They said 3 to 4 drops, but I'm going to be a bit more accurate and do 1/8 of a teaspoon. It's really strong. I was just reading on Google that if you have too much of it, it could be poisonous, but I think this should be all right. But if you don't have the bitter almond extract or almond essence, you can use vanilla. I did that as well, and it still tasted good. I'm going to whizzle this up together. That's all the ingredients. I do about 2 to 3 bursts of about 30 seconds, and I'm doing it on my number 2 speed. For the last bit, I'm going to pop it into a bowl and just bring it together with my hands. I don't want to over mix it. So grab a medium-sized bowl. Sometimes I don't like using my hands. A bit of a princess sometimes. If you haven't seen my channel before and you want to consider subscribing, just hit the subscribe button and hit the bell, then you get notified when I have a new video. I try and do 2 videos a week, Thursdays and Saturdays. Now this is a little bit soft, so I'm just going to pop it in the fridge for about 15 to 30 minutes and then come back and start rolling them. It's got this little fabric cover. Just cover it over. If your dough's not too sticky, if you've done it by hand, you can just start rolling now. So while we're waiting, I'm just going to pop my oven on to 180 degrees C with a fan, 200 without. It's best, I find, to cook them quickly at a higher temperature, but you need to just check your oven out and gauge and adjust accordingly. So I've removed my dough after, it's only been about 15 minutes. I'm just going to take out about 1/4 of it. I'll pop the rest back in the fridge to keep chilled. I've got some flour on my bench top here, and I'm just going to roll it so it's a long sausage. And I should have, before I go any further, I'm going to zoom you in. You won't see my face, but you'll see what I'm doing. Okay, so the first time I made these, I didn't put any flour on my hands or bench, and it was really hard to roll. So I've done more research. So I'm aiming to get my log here like a finger shape because they do spread in the oven. Okay, and they're cracking a bit today. Okay, I think they should be okay. They're not perfect. So I think then I need to chop them into little pieces, about 4 centimetres. So I think 4 centimetres is about that much. So I've got a knife here. So let's do that. Last time mine were a bit misshapen, but they still tasted amazing. So if you're a beginner and they don't look perfect, just be okay with that. Now I'm going to transfer these to my tray. I'm going to flatten them. I've got a knife here, but I think I can flatten them with my fingers. And leave about 2 finger spaces apart on your tray to allow for the spreading. Now I've got an egg white here and I'm just going to brush. You can either use a total egg, the egg white only, or you can just use a little bit of water if you want to be vegan. And you can also swap, I should have said, swap the butter out for plant-based butter. I haven't tried it, but I'm assuming it should work okay because I don't put any egg into my dough. So this is just to help the topping stick. In here I've got some store-bought chopped almonds and 1 tablespoon and what's called pearl sugar, the white sugar. If you can't get that, there's a tablespoon of that. You can just use granulated sugar. Just got a little teaspoon. I'm going to sprinkle as much as I can get on top. And you'll always get some going on the tray, and this makes a nice little crunchy top and looks pretty. I have chopped my own almonds before, but I saw the pre-chopped almonds in the supermarket and I thought, why not? Let's make life easier. I'm going to bake these for 10 minutes in my oven that's 180 with a fan. So I've finished rolling and baking, and this tray has been out for a while, so I'll do a taste test on those. Look, my shapes aren't perfect. There's a little bit of a variation, but I'm sure they'll taste great. So I'll bite into one. Yum. They just melt in your mouth. So it's a buttery shortbread that's not too sweet, and the little pearl sugar and almonds on top give it a really good crunch. No wonder these have been made since the 19th century, I found out online. Don't just leave them for Christmas to bake them. Try baking them at home any time of year. A fun one to make with the children if you've got the patience to bake with your child. Grab a neighbour's child. Let me know in the comments below if you give this a go. I'm going to go away and finish this with my cup of coffee, and I'll pop some other Swedish recipes above. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Or as they say in Swedish, hej då!